We have the car all jacked up. We might as well put these subframe connectors on, eh? Okay, so you saw the last episode. We put some new lower control arms, some new axle bushings, and shocks. We really got the car where it should be able to handle a lot better now. So one of the big things we need to do is tie together the front and the rear of the car. And we're gonna do that by using some subframe connectors. So what that'll do here, we're looking at the front of the car. See this frame rail right here? It'll tie this frame rail and my seat mounts to the rear torque box. So that way we'll have a continuous load path from the front to the rear. So here's kind of what it will look like once we get it all welded in. So there's the seat mounts. They give you longer bolts for those. And then it goes all the way to the front there. So one thing to note here, see where it ends? Kind of at the front or midway up. These are just the standard length, not the full length for Maximum Motorsports. So you might be wondering why I got standard length, subframe connectors instead of full length ones. It's all about the deals. No, but seriously, I got these from my buddy for like 60 bucks. Brand new, never used, so I can pass it up. Anyway, first step, you got to take the rear seat bolts out, right? And then it gives you these longer ones so you can bolt up the seat mounts to it. There's one, and there's the other. All right, there's the old versus the new. Slightly longer and not rusty. All right, so now that we got the longer bolts in, you can see there's enough threads there to bolt this subframe connector on. All right, guys, I don't know if you can see that, but I made some lines here, so I'm gonna weld from there to the front, and then from here to here. So what I gotta do now is there's like undercoating on this, and then there's some powder coating on the actual subframe connector, so I gotta make sure to take those off. And one thing I was looking at while I was down here was all these fuel lines right beside where I'm going to be welding. So that's a little concerning. Yeah. Alright. I got just the spot where I'm going to weld. Grinded clean on both sides. You can't really see that, but anyway. And then the back is pretty clean here too. Got the subframe connector pretty all cleaned up. Ready to weld. All right, I got them all welded up. So this front one, it didn't go too nice here, but over here, I had a huge gap to fill, so that's why that one's a little ugly, but I got the passenger side in. I got the nylock nuts on there, all welded all the way down. So all we're gonna do now is we're just gonna spray paint this once it cools down a little bit, make sure it doesn't rust. Okay, so I'm doing the driver's side now, and I got to the seat bolt here, and you can see it's not even torqued all the way down, so it's not even on the frame. And then you can see all this rust. So I'm thinking this thing's gonna be a bit of a bitch.
Definitely being a bitch. Definitely.
Okay, I got the new bolts in. So you can see I cut a little slit on the frame. I don't think it's gonna affect anything. Especially I found that old rusty washer, so that'll be good as new pretty much. So anyway, the new bolts are in. I put some Never Sees on there, so hopefully that'll survive. There's that one too. Another rusty old washer. So. Okay, I got her all prepped, and you can see here I took a little extra care in cleaning off the weld joints.
The last time it was sputtering a lot and it didn't make very nice welds, so took a little extra time, clean these up. Clean these up a lot better with a wire wheel. And the torque box right back here. Oh. So that's where I'm at. I had a huge gap to fill over here again, but not so bad. This is kind of what I'm working with now. So it's kind of turning out better than the other side. Okay, once we're all done holding them up, I'm just gonna hit it with a quick coat of rocker guard here, and then put a coat of black spray paint on top. Alright guys, I'm driving the car after I did all these mods, and I'll tell you what, it's night and day, man. It just handles so good. It doesn't feel like the rear end's loose on me anymore, and I can actually put some power down, it feels like. So these are all awesome mods. Anyway, thanks for watching.